Hello students, today we are going to discuss Python data types and input output. This is one of the very important topics to learn any programming language. Under data types and input output, we will learn keywords and identifiers, different types of Python statements, documentation and indentation, various data types, input and output, and then import command of Python. So we'll discuss each of them in detail. What are keywords? Keywords are reserved words in Python. They are very important. As it is clear from the name, they are reserved words. That means they are reserved by the interpreter of the Python, and these cannot be used for other purposes. Like we cannot use them for creating variable names, object names, or any other function, user-defined function. A keyword cannot be used as a variable name, function name, or any other identifier. And in Python, keywords are case sensitive. Case sensitive means if I write this and in small letters, then it should be written in small letters only. If I write it in capital letters, then it will not work. Similarly, I can see here, false is written where F is in capital and ALSE in small letters. So I need to mention false in these letters only. And similarly for other keywords, we need to be very specific by their case sensitivity, whether we'll write them in small letters or capital letters. So these are various keywords which are used by Python language, which are given by this table. Some of them we'll use during our programming. Actually, most of them we'll use during our programming exercises and during our course in various subsequent chapters. So we will learn them also gradually while using them. Now move to the next part, identifiers. What are identifiers? Identifier means names. As we have been given names by our parents, in order to be identified in public, in our home, at various places. Similarly, in a language, every variable, a user-defined function, is given a certain name by which it is identified. So it is very important to give appropriate name to variables, functions, or classes in Python or in any other programming language also. They are called as identifiers. Identifier is the name given to the entities like class, functions, variables, etc. It helps differing one entity from another. You can say identifiers are the identification to a user-defined variable, function, or a class. Python defines certain rules while declaring an identifier, which are as follows. So we need to follow certain rules while declaring or using certain identifier. These are: identifier can be a combination of letters in lowercase or uppercase, or digits, or an underscore. So we can use small letters, capital letters, digits from 0 to 9, and underscore for writing a variable name. So this is the first rule. Second one, an identifier cannot be started with a digit. For instance, 3 roll number is invalid and roll number 3 is valid in Python language. We cannot start a variable name with certain digits. Let's suppose if I write 5 sum, then this will be invalid. I cannot start an identifier name or a variable name with a digit. So this is not valid. I can write like this, sum 5. Next one is keyword cannot be used as identifiers. As we have studied keywords in the previous section, there were various keywords like if, elif, lambda, etc. They cannot be used as identifier names. Next one is special symbols such as $, ampersand, @ hash, %, etc. cannot be used as identifiers. So we cannot use special symbols while declaring a certain variable. Unlike C and C++, in Python, identifiers can be of any length. In C and C++, there is certain limit on the name length of variable, either it can be 8 characters or 256 characters in C and C++, but in Python, the length of the variable can be anything. Okay, so this is about identifiers and rules for naming identifiers. There is a special note on identifiers. Python is a case-sensitive language. This means some and some are not the same. We have already discussed that variable names are case-sensitive and keyword, which we have studied earlier, are also case-sensitive. It is advisable that identifier naming should make sense. While f is equal to 1 is valid, writing flag is equal to 1 would make more sense, and it would be easier to determine what it performs when you look at your programming code after a long gap. Fine. So if I want to make flag is equal to 1, it will be more appropriate rather than writing f is equal to 1. So that if other programmer will see your code, then he or she can modify it and understand it at a later stage also. Multiple words can be separated by using an underscore, such as total salary of employee, because we cannot give space, white space between different words. So we can use underscore, total underscore salary underscore of underscore employee. The camel case style of writing can also be used, in which every first letter of the word except the initial word is capitalized without any spaces. For example, total salary. So this form is called camel style. Camel case style. So this is very important to know. Such format is also used in Java. We can also use such variable names in order to avoid white space or underscore, total salary. So this is one of the important notes while declaring variables in Python. Next one are Python statements. What are Python statements? As we give statements, whatever instruction we write in programming is termed as statement. Okay. Instructions that are executed by a Python interpreter are called statements. For instance, count is equal to 1 represents an assignment statement, while and for are looping statements. If we write multiple line statement, how we can write it? You can see in Python language, the end of a statement is marked by a new line character. But a statement can be continued over multiple lines with continuation character, which is this backslash. By using this backslash, we can mark continuation. For example, I want to add these numbers. Sum is equal to 10 plus 20 plus 30. I can write them in a single line, plus 40 plus 50 plus 60 and so on. But if I want to show them on separate lines, then I can use this continuation character, this backslash. So they'll be termed as a single line statement. Whether I have written it in 3 lines, but still it will be considered as a single statement by the interpreter. So we can write a long statement by writing this continuation character. Similarly, there are other ways also. The above statement is an explicit continuation. In Python language, line continuation is implied inside parentheses, brackets, and braces also. So I can also put parentheses like this in order to mark multi-line statement like this. Here the surroundings parentheses do the line continuation implicitly. Similarly, square brackets and braces can also be used. You can see from here. We can also use square brackets as shown over here. Multiple statements can be written in a single line as follows, where semicolon works as a separator. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to 3. So multiple statements, short statements can be separated by using semicolon also.